Dear friends, beloved brothers and sisters, after our fantastic visit to Bloemfontein with Doc Mabila and myself, Skalk van Yerden, we thought we want to see you again and we wanted to chat again. But Doc is currently going to Botswana for a conference and then to the United States, and I'm also going out of the country to Europe. So we're all out and about traveling, but we thought it's important not to keep the conversation too quiet for too long. And since we can't be together, I'm making you this short video, and it reflects or conveys some of the ideas that Doc and I had as practical next steps that you could consider doing in Bloom. Obviously, you can do what you want. We just tried to say in a practical way, if we were there, how would we have done things and what would we have experimented with? So this follows up from the fantastic time we had together when we were last out there. I like the name of your WhatsApp group, which is called Stand Together and Work Together. In Afrikaans staan saam en werk saam. And I'm driving my computer here. The suggestions we have is very simple. We start from the end, and that is that if you're going to make a lager and braai together on 16 December, we can build up to that in the Pieterswart area. And building up to the 16 December celebration, there's a couple of very basic things we advise. The one is just to go and visit the young people in phase 7, which is also known as Pieterswart, but it's phase 7, just before you drive out towards the prison. And the friendship visit is something I've just done recently with my church as well. We just had an excuse to act like an icebreaker, so we went to learn how to make footballs, how to make soccer balls, and then we played a bit of soccer. The other one is called task teams, and that's just doing something together. So the focus isn't on reconciliation, the focus is just on doing something normal. In this case, in South Africa, it's normal to fix a pothole, but we do it together as black and white brothers and sisters. The next couple of suggestions is under work together. There's 3 items again: giving money or raising funds, small enterprise, helping someone to raise their own income, and lastly is to farm together and focus on food security. So these are 3 very simple steps under standing together, reconciliation, and working together, which has more to do with restitution, I would say. I've got a picture just to show you that we're not advising anything we haven't done ourselves. There you can see 2 different lagers. There's one on that side and one on that side. They're quite small because it was during COVID, and we're lucky now that we can go around not needing masks and so on. So we physically make a lager with our cars and gazebos and braais, and inside the lager we play soccer, or we do gumbo dance, or netball, all kind of activities. This year we're very ambitious to make it even bigger than previously, and there's a small picture of Tandolwetu and Marius out there in Bloemfontein when Marius visited. So hopefully by 16 December, everyone will be friends and know each other already. It won't be something new or weird. Last month I took members from my congregation to a very poor township, and we made soccer balls together. I think you can discuss why we would do something like that on an outreach, but I can give you a clue, and it's got to do with asset-based community development. Top left, you can see Tom Smith, our pastor or reverend, playing soccer, and he's the worst at playing soccer. So if Tom can do it, anyone can do it. There's a photo in Bloemfontein of Doc and Andre fixing a pothole, and behind me, if I can swing out of the way, there's our concrete mixer. Besides just fixing potholes, we're also producing this stuff, but I think there's some interesting people in Bloemfontein that you can work with. But the idea of fixing potholes is about fixing relationships. Rich and poor, black and white, all working together to make the country better. And in the process of fixing the road, we fix our friendships and our relationships. So that's why we do potholes. Under restitution, we always say those with money give money. And from our time together, in the top there's a little screen, a photo of our time together. And we discovered through a very simple research that we're actually quite privileged, all of our congregations that were together. And I think as we make friends and we do stuff in a very poor area, it's normal at some stage to also share resources. So I'm just putting it out there, whether it's money for soccer balls or food or small enterprise, there needs to be a little bit of money. And Skulk, as your friend, and Doc, we just wanted to tell you straight up, there'll be times where you have to open your pocket. Otherwise, all the stuff gets a little bit mushy, and poor people can feel used if there's not real benefit also in their life. So those with money give money. And this is Tom's shoe from a recent visit, just to show some of the inequalities. And the bottom picture here is my son Skulky, also in Bloemfontein when we visited there on the Saturday, riding his little bike with kids. And I think one never has to feel guilty about what you have, but you have fantastic privilege and responsibility to share. And we all come from different places, but sharing our resources is very biblical. It's a nice way of moving forward. Enterprise. When we visited the Phase 7 shacks, we met Tandolueto, or Marcelo is his soccer nickname. He looks after about 100 kids as a father figure. And he's got his side business or side hustle, which is this black clothing brand. And I would think, and I discussed for quite a while with Doc, and he said, before I must tell you what to do, you must first become friends with Tandolueto. But I want to say, if you become friends, if I lived in Bloemfontein, I would have loved to be his friend and help his small enterprise of printing items and even selling some of his products at my church, etc. So I think this black clothing brand, something fantastic that your partnership could consider collaborating on, from the production side to the marketing side, ideas, etc. I think it's something quite interesting, and we've known Marcelo for probably 10 years, and he's a very interesting and good person. And what's great about him is if you help him, and even if when we give him money, he doesn't take that for himself, he reinvests it to all the young lives that he's affecting there in Phase 7, Pieter Swart in Bloemfontein. The last practical idea is to farm together, to work on food security. Here in Joburg, we've got Afrikaners working with young EFF youths, and they're growing crops together, and even cultivating lemon trees. On the top of the picture, you can see me and my son working, and below that, it's a fantastic way to get a church, black or white, rich or poor, involved, and they're getting their hands dirty physically, is to plant trees and to grow stuff, and it feels good, and it brings people closer together. It's just to farm together and produce food, but also maybe make a little bit of money out of it. Some short term, like the spinach you can see behind me. Some is more long-term savings plan with trees that you can also see in the picture. So that's a practical one that's low risk with quick rewards. That's the end of my short video on behalf of Skulk and Doc about practical next steps building up to the 16th of December this year. We hope to visit you again. We hope to stay in touch and learn from you as you do these kind of projects. But we just wanted to have this quick chat, share this with you, and maybe you can discuss internally, and through a Zoom or a visit, we can answer questions or ask questions and take the conversation forward. All the best and blessings, and we're so proud of you guys, what you're doing there, and we wish we also lived in Bloemfontein to be part of all of this. Enjoy, we'll keep in touch.